How's it going?
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Allison.
Hey,
Thanks for having a chat with me. Hi, everybody out there in the viewing world on the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the
Mhm.
good places in social media. I am Gary Grundei, founder of Golden Lotus Studio, and I'm here with Allison Gant and Jeff Solomon, who were recently in the produceTHIS cohort. They brought awesome songs on a Sunday morning. Was that what it was? It was like we did the whole thing in a week. We just
Yeah.
met one morning and then we produced these 3 songs in a whole week. I guess I just want to ask you about your music. Allison, can I ask you, like, how'd you get into music? Tell me about your musical life and your music passion.
it's never straightforward, and it's certainly true of my. I was a teacher for a number of adults, English as a second language, and I've always been musical. I've always loved to sing, and I got into music with a friend of mine, a colleague that was it kind of led me to thinking, I'd written poetry and years, and I thought, this would be really fun to get. Little did I know, music is a study, and so I just find it is my best friend. So anyway, I produced my first album in 20. It came out in 2020. Original songs. I wrote the music. I wrote the words. Produced by an incredible who was my songwriting teacher. He sort of helped to birth songs. Kind of came about over a 2-year period. That was kind of my first venture, and then since then I've been trying to continue pursuing, but it led me to Golden Lotus. Thank God.
That's awesome. You were breaking up there a little bit. Did you say were you saying that music is your best friend? Is that what you said? I couldn't quite make that part out, but I wanted to hear that.
Oh, sorry about that. Just saying that most recently, path has led me to you and Golden Lotus, and it's been such a wonderful experience to work with you.
Nice. Thank you. Likewise. Totally likewise. I am shocked to hear that you are coming late to the music game because your music is so well developed and mature. So that's a fun surprise. How about you, Jeff? What's your musical origin story there?
Yeah. So I played the oboe. That was my first, actually back then could read music. Not sure
Right
if I can
on.
anymore. Maybe I could. But and then that, in high school being an oboe player wasn't super cool.
Oh, I disagree. I'm going to argue with you there.
Maybe if I could transport in time, I would have. I don't know. So I learned to play guitar in high school, and back then when punk rock first came out, so I got into a band called the Thrash Boys, and wrote my first song called Teenage Acne. I've matured since then, luckily. And then I didn't write any songs since then all the way until my 30s. I just didn't think about maybe having any of those skills, so didn't really try until, like I say, in my early 30s, and then I started to try to write songs and just thought, well, why not try it,
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, I guess it's something a person can do.
I guess
And
we're
I've
lost in there. Yeah, continue. Yeah.
And I just had fun ever since then, just trying to get better at it, and being experimental sometimes, and so that's pretty much my journey to the present.
What does experimental look like when you say that?
Experimental would be, well, I guess for me it would be not playing the guitar. It'd be, because that's my main instrument. It'd be like using a MIDI keyboard with synthesizers and loops and things like that within Logic Pro.
Yeah.
So, and not just traditional, let me get my guitar and try to write a song. So,
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so you wrote songs in that band, and then
mhm.
would you say there was a kind of a hiatus where you pursued another career?
Yeah, there was a hiatus when I was going to college. I'm an optometrist, so I went to undergrad at Colorado State, UC Berkeley for optometry school, and then I joined the Air Force and was a captain in the Air Force, and so that was just kind of like my focus.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of that's when I started to write songs again, and I was in a couple of different bands that we came out with a couple CDs and tried to make it. But I kept my day job, thank goodness. And actually, somebody put one of our albums on YouTube. Like I don't know who. Just so the band was called The Shining Scribes, and we were a little more hardcore than my current stuff. But I was
Okay.
surprised that some fan put the songs on there. So
All right. Check it out, folks at home. Shining Scribes on
Shining
YouTube.
Scribes, yeah.
Early work of Jeff Solomon. All right, that's awesome. When you're working on a song, I would love to know a little bit about is it the same, is it a similar process with each song, or does it change radically? You talked about
Absolutely.
experimentation. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Is
it
there like that?
definitely changes. It used to be, let me grab my guitar and would go from there. But more often than not, it's not with my guitar. It might be just Logic Pro experimenting with loops or synthesizer, or even coming up with something vocals first and guitar later. So it really varies from song to song quite a lot now.
And how
And
do you know when a song is like worth pursuing, or it's really going somewhere?
that's a very good question. It's hard to know um, what song to pursue. It really is. Right now, I'm finishing up on a fifth song, which is an EP I want to release. And it's one of those songs where I'm like, I don't know. I like it, but do I keep spending time on it or not? I just don't know. It's hard to come to that point and know it.
Yeah. Do you tend to have like a bunch of stuff in process at the same time, a bunch of songs, or do you tend to focus in?
I really tend to focus in.
Yeah.
I don't juggle much at the same time. I know I have friends who are like, they wrote 50 songs last year. I'm like, what? How could you do that? That seems insane. I'm pretty much one at a time for the most part and just focus in on that song.
Yeah. Well, whatever you're doing, it's working. Your songs are
Thank you.
great, man. Really, really great.
Awesome.
Um,
Thanks, Gary.
yeah. So let's talk about this particular song, "The Best of You." Do you want to tell us a little bit about the story of that song, or?
Yeah, that song's like probably all my songs are just, the lyrics are about personal experience in my life. And The Best of You is about being married and almost getting divorced, but then not wanting to get divorced and coming back together and falling back in love. And so
Hmm.
I guess the song is really about that deepest, darkest part of our relationship where we needed the best of each other.
Wow.
And we were able to finally give that and bring it back together.
Yeah.
So,
It's such a great hook. Is it all right? I don't know how this is going to land on the streaming, but can I tease just a little bit of the song right now?
absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you. There we go.
Well, I don't know how that's coming across on the streaming, but I'm just rocking out to it here. I hate to pull the fader down, but we're gonna have a listening party on Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern. It's just on YouTube, so it's casual. You can come in your pajamas and stuff like that, and you can hear the rest of Jeff's song and Allison's song. She got kicked off for the internet, looks like, but hopefully it looks like she's going to come back on here.
Yeah. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, it's just a great song. Can you tell me, or maybe just, I know some of our process on working on the song, but maybe let the good listeners at home know a little bit about how we worked on it together.
Yeah. So, so I basically came with a song and recorded it and did some little bit of mixing and then handed it over to Gary, and he brought it to the next level. I feel it really added some keyboards, a lot of mixing, and just enhanced everything, and then mastered it. And it's just like, it sounds so good. So there was, total collaboration there that really helped improve the song a lot. So Golden Lotus Studios.
It was really fun. Like you brought so many great tracks of you playing all these different instruments. Really great. It was like, wow. And I've said this to you before, but I really feel like you have this way of embodying a full band when it's just you doing one instrument at a time, which is pretty unusual. That's a pretty rare talent, actually, because I've tried it myself quite a bit.
It is. Yeah, you're right. It's difficult, but I guess it's just been so many years where I've been doing that, that just kind of got more comfortable with that.
Nice.
And with having it sound like an actual band playing, which is hard.
Yeah.
So
it really does. It feels like there's a group of musicians in a room interacting together. Speaking of which, hey, there's Allison again.
She's here. She made it.
Oh my God! So bummed that I missed the beginning. Jeff, I missed your song.
That's okay. We'll hear it again Thursday.
Going on there.
Yeah.
On Thursday we got this listening party, so we're gonna have more fun.
Mm-hmm.
What? A listening party?
Yeah.
Jeff, do you have any questions for Allison? We can, I've been asking you all the questions. Now you do the hard lifting.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Allison if you have a process for writing a song, or is it different for each song, or how do you write a song?
That's a good question. People do ask when you I don't know if you get this, when you tell people that you write songs, do it. I think it's all of us. Sometimes someone will just, and it sticks in my head. Phrase. I wake up. It seems to happen to me like I'm not a morning person before I'm even conscious. I will and record myself, and the voice memos function on the because otherwise I would lose. It's not like everyone becomes a song. It's a matter of keep to the muse. She decides to strike, and so I pay attention. I think that any art is just really,
yeah, beautiful.
Did I?
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. You're cutting out a bit, but it's like I feel like I'm getting the gist of it. The poetry that's coming in this interview is akin to maybe the poetry that comes when you're still not quite conscious early. Yeah, and the song is coming to you. When you were popping off there, I asked Jeff, how do you know how do you know when a song is worth pursuing or staying with? And I feel like you were starting to touch on that just now. How do you know? Like, do you keep a few things going? Do you pursue things till they're like completed to evaluate them, or do you just, I don't know, is it a felt sense? Is it intuition? What is it?
Jeff, did
No,
you
Jeff already answered. I'm asking
Yeah,
you now.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, sorry. Yeah,
No problem.
so for me, um, it's on myself. It's like something scratch. Um, thing is bugging me, and I have to. So when yeah, I'll start something, and then I'll kind of run out of steam, and I'll put it aside. Songs that I think are the ones that I just feel like they keep knocking at my door, you know,
Mhm.
waiting for me to really just like I'm part of it, but I'm not, you know, I'm not really the source of the person writing the stuff down. How you guys
Yeah.
feel when you write a song, and I feel like the I try to do, the better the song, you know.
Oh, I
Fear.
list that last bit. What would you say? Will you say that again? That last piece.
Just the less, just the less I do, the better the song will
The less
be.
you try to do, the better the song. Yeah.
Well, it's like when you're cooking, very few ingredients, and ingredients shine. I feel like dishes that people are like, wow, what's in olive oil? It's like if you can
Yeah,
just kind of stamp the stuff come and let it just do its part. It's not easy.
yeah. No, that's great. Thanks,
Yeah,
Allison.
totally. Um, do you mind if I tease a little bit of this song? I don't know how it's come across on streaming, but at least give a little teaser of the song to the folks that are listening right now. Yeah. Okay. I'm
Sure.
just the very beginning of it, just to.
Yeah.
I hate to pull the fader down, but if you want to hear the whole song, you got to come to the listening party. Or, um, anyway, we'll find you online and find the actual release and support it. But can you tell us a little bit about the song, origin of it, or process? Anything you want to talk about?
Well,
Uh
it's
oh, you're muted.
working with.
Oh no, you're not
Oh,
muted. You're just delayed.
sorry.
Oh, good. It's okay.
I do want to give Gary just a few was it's important, the relationship between the songwriter and helping them to realize their vision. Like you you just real song, so I was just with all that you brought to it, and I felt like you really listen, and I had questions. I think that's really what's so important, working with other people. Any creative vision is like really listening. Are they really what you hear, or is like even way, way better than whatever I feel like you really for this song. So thank you.
Oh, well, you're so sweet to say that. But I feel like your song and yours too, Jeff, like all three of the songs that were brought, it's like you made that analogy of cooking with a few ingredients, and it matters how good the olive oil is, doesn't it? Like you brought unbelievable songs, and so whatever we collaborated on from there on out was just going to be, presentation. If anything, the ingredients are all there. Yeah. Okay. So, let me just, because I want to honor your time, and we got a listening party in 2 days. So we'll get to hear the whole song, and we'll get to, share with each other comments and stuff in the YouTube chat. How about you first, Jeff? Where do people connect with you on the internet, or how do we stay in touch with following your music?
Yeah, so I do have some songs on Spotify. I'll be releasing a 5-song EP, hopefully within 2 weeks. And it'll be on Bandcamp also. Just more rock songs, kind of like the one that, Best of You. So similar style. So it'll sound like a full band. And so those are probably the two best places to find the songs. Yeah, just look up first name, last name, and you'll find me.
Right on. Okay. Thanks, Jeff. How about you, Allison? Where do we find you, or how do we follow you? Keep up with songs.
So my album that I produced is All Good Wishes Home 2020, and that's available streaming, Apple, and I have a Bandcamp page, Allison Gant, if people want to check out my music.
Awesome. Yeah, AllisonGant.com. Jeff, Allison, thank you so much, not only for the honor of working with you on your songs, but for chatting with me today and letting some folks know about your process, because it's so valuable to new writers or continuing writers, really great. And I'm Gary, and if you want to check out, folks at home, if you want to check out what we're offering at Golden Lotus Studio, please do, goldenlotusstudio.com. But more important than that, for the more urgent thing, is Thursday, listening party. Go to the YouTube channel for Golden Lotus Studio, and you'll see the streaming listening party for these 3 songs, and they're just great. So hope to see you all there. Thanks, Allison. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you so much, Gary. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Yeah.